Hey, what's up, y'all? We finna change the game right now, okay? Never mind. Lib student embarrassed after trying to fact check Charlie Kirk. How dare you trying to fact check my man Charlie? Remember, on this channel, I'm gonna drink one Pepsi a week, okay? I shouldn't be doing that, but I'm gonna do it because I need some caffeine. I stopped drinking coffee except on the weekends. So now I need some kind of caffeine in my system, you know what I'm saying? So I'm doing these reactions, I'm gonna give myself some stimulus, you know? But actually, I'm doing better without the caffeine, so I need to just stick to it. Like, I'm starting to look, I don't know if y'all see it, like, muscles starting to show a lot more, the jawline starting to come in. I'm looking pretty good, pretty good. But anyways, Charlie Kirk. On this channel, we respect all opinions. Republican or Democrat, it don't make a difference. If you're a fellow American, you are a fellow American. I love you and respect you. And even if we disagree, we can disagree, but we can still be brothers at the end of the day. Let's get it, let's go. No time to waste.
You want one? Okay, we'll throw some more. Disagreements are welcome. If not, we'll keep it up. Just please tilt the mic up because you're taller than our usual question.
So what I want to know, of course, so Trump, when he was in office, had at a certain point he had control of both the Senate and the House, and yet there are many issues that are still going on.
Well, so you bring up a pretty good point and then a not good point. So let me give you the pretty good point. You're right. Trump should have done more with a unified House and the Senate. So Donald Trump did actually fix the border, and he did it without the U.S. Senate or House. He did it through executive orders and through executive direction. The border, when Donald Trump was president, had the lowest ever recorded border crossings into our country on the southern border. Under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, it's the highest ever, right? And so
why did he veto the border bill then?
Okay, well, first of all,
he used his political power to...
Fair enough. How much do you know about the border bill?
A lot.
So the border bill was endorsed by the Border Patrol agents, right?
First of all, that's not correct.
That is correct.
No, they came out and they said they totally denounced it.
Not Harris. They didn't endorse Harris. They endorsed the bill.
No, you can look at Brandon Judd's statement. He said that's one of the greatest misinformation lies. But let's talk about what actually is. That bill...
Hold up.
Yeah, type in Brandon Judd. Border bill.
I see how you got him, Brandon Judd? No. I'm talking about the Border Patrol. Did they endorse the bill? Border Patrol absolutely endorsed the bill. They absolutely did. That specific person he's talking about didn't like the bill. That's a good slip in the words right there.
I'm going to type in the Border Patrol endorsement.
Thank you.
Well, no, Brandon Judd is the one you should look at, okay? So, anyway, what some union says or doesn't say is besides the point. So, but let me ask you this. For getting the Border Patrol's endorsement or not, mass amnesty was in the bill. It would have given amnesty to 10
Border
million...
Patrol union-backed Senate immigration bill despite
Yes.
House GOP.
Yes, what did Brandon Judd say about that?
So the National Border Patrol Council...
Right, but that's not the Border Patrol Union. Those are two different things, right?
They still have their endorsement, and again, you can't say they're Kamala's...
hold on a second. They retracted it soon after. Just to be clear, though, it would have given amnesty to 10 million people in this country. Do you think that's a good idea?
Yes.
Potentially, if they're working in this country.
Yes. Yes. I don't care how many of you people hate them. If they gave amnesty, it would be so much better. It would be so much better. The problem would go away. Then we can restart and do the stuff where it's like, oh, now we're going to take care of the border the way the border needs to be taken care of. But all Trump is doing is basically putting a band-aid on a sinking ship almost in a way, like trying to fix a sinking ship that's still sinking. Like it's still sinking. The problem is still going to be there. It's just he's scaring people away from the border right now, but that don't make no difference. People are still going to come in the way that the way that the problem is, and that's through overstaying the welcome on visas and not amnesty, but what's it called, man? Refugees. It's something like refugees, something like that. But those are the two problems with the border.
You would give amnesty.
The majority of illegal immigration, 75% of illegal immigration is overstaying visas.
These are 10 million people that came. We're not even talking about the overstay visas. We're talking about people that came across the border. 10 million of them, uninvited.
It's not 10 million people that came across the border uninvited. Oh man, this dude's sneaky.
What do you do with them? Give them jobs?
If there's room for them to work.
Oh, this is a super important moral distinction, though. And that's fine. We have clarity, not agreement. You think the people in this audience should have to compete against foreigners for jobs. I think that you have a moral obligation to your own citizens to give them jobs before the people...
So
you say not? Okay.
You don't have to worry that you're making a dilemma that doesn't exist. There are more jobs right now in this nation than there was under Trump.
Hold on a second.
It's a fact.
First of all,
that's a fact.
Not well-paying jobs, and they're not keeping up...
Not well-paying jobs. But there are more jobs. Like, why? It's crazy.
How do you think that wages aren't keeping up with inflation? Wages aren't keeping up with inflation because people in this audience have to compete against people that come across the border. But let's just talk about the morals of it. Just the moral of it, the moral.
Did he just say? He says so much, man, that people don't catch. He just said that the reason why inflation is here is because people come across the border. Hey, let me go back. Is that what the fuck he just said? Like, oh, wait a minute.
But why do you think that wages aren't keeping up with inflation?
Why?
Wages aren't keeping up with inflation because people in this audience have to compete against people that come across the border. But let's just talk about...
Wait a minute. Mr. Michael holding on that. So that's what he said. Why, Charlie? Why? Why aren't wages keeping up? Because billionaires aren't raising the prices. They're not paying people more. They want to pay people as less as possible to make as large sum of money as possible. And what's happening when the immigrants are crossing the border? When immigrants are crossing the border, they're hiring the immigrants in jobs and paying them a lot less. So it's like no, if we granted amnesty to everybody, it actually would raise the minimum wage because now you have to pay them like they're Americans. Straightforward. Like straightforward. Like then you would see a bunch of companies go overseas again because they know it's cheaper to get labor over there. Wait a minute, Charlie. This is funny.
The morals of it. Just the moral of the moral. So you would give amnesty for people that are and newcomers that just come in and cut in line.
I want to talk about the practical here, Charlie.
The border bill gave them amnesty. It is practical. That's why Trump torpedoed it.
Is if they can help our nation, then we should let them.
Just let me ask you a moral question because we can go back and forth. Do you think it should be a crime?
Charlie, I'm not here to talk your talk. I'm here to talk the practical, which is
no. I am practical.
They can work. No, we're not talking about moral here.
Well, the only discussion is the moral. Do you think it should be illegal to come into the country?
That's not what you led with the moral. That's not what I led with. We're not moving this conversation.
No, we're going back to the border bill. Actually, no, I'm not strongmanning it. The border bill said
it's strawman, not strongman.
I got it. The border bill did what for an amnesty? It would have given amnesty to 10 million illegal aliens, yes?
Okay, again...
Let me see if that's true.
So you said, why did Trump torpedo it? Because Trump cares about Americans more than foreigners. That's why. Okay?
The GOP endorsed it.
The GOP did not endorse it.
Bipartisan bill.
Hold on a second. Senator Langford, who is a traitor to this country, endorsed it. Yeah?
Multiple GOP senators.
Okay, if you're trying to convince me that a bunch of rhinos, got behind a bunch of border bill, we're going to talk past each other. Read the bill. I do not think D.C. or Washington, D.C. should pass a bill that says if you come into a country, you're given amnesty. And you disagree. I don't. By the way, if they're doing jobs, more the reason to kick them out because those should be jobs given to Americans.
But the job market is higher now than it has ever been. The stock market is higher now than it has ever been.
Hold on.
Bro, this is so crazy. Listen. The Border Security Economic Opportunity Immigration Modernization Act of 2023, right? So this is a 2020. Well, no, this can't be it. Wait, let me go. Background for Biden's 2021 citizenship. You might have answered that. No, it didn't grant amnesty. Listen, it says that bill would have offered a pathway to legal residency and eventually citizenship to 11 million undocumented workers as well through its stalled and did not pass. It only would have offered a pathway to citizenship. It wouldn't have granted amnesty. No, he's lying. He's lying. He's genuinely lying.
Hold on. Do you guys think the economy is better or worse? You are living on a cloud, man. Listen to the people of this country. They can't afford things. The job market is awful. The economy is terrible. Stop reading the New York Times and start talking to American voters.
Yeah.
And you understand how insane you sound? The economy is better. People are telling you they can't afford stuff.
Yeah, inflation is high now because Trump spent more than any president on the debt in a 4-year period.
So wait, it's Trump's
Now
fault?
that was wrong. Inflation is high because of COVID. He had to spend money to actually cover what was being... when people had to stay inside during COVID. So it's not fully Trump's fault. COVID is definitely a issue.
Inflation is high 4 years later.
I'm fair, y'all. I'm fair.
As you would come to realize, I hope in your role that economies are reactionary forces. It takes time for things to be implemented.
Got it. So nothing is Biden's fault. Everything is Trump's fault.
We'll see Biden's impact largely in the next 3 or 4 years.
Facts.
It really is remarkable, the power of propaganda. It's fine.
And we're actually seeing Biden's impact now. Like, the economy is going down. Inflation is coming down. That's from Biden's economy. Now we'll see what Trump does with the tariffs and everything it does. Maybe Trump could keep the ship moving. Maybe not. Doesn't seem like it.
Do you think that Kamala Harris and Biden are successful?
Yeah, they were.
It depends on what metric. But economy-wise...
No, I actually do agree. They are a huge success in destroying the country. I totally agree.
If you look at economists, right, some of the nations, actually many of the nation's leading economists have endorsed Kamala Harris for presidency because they say that Trump will ruin the economy.
Then why didn't he ruin it the first time?
He did.
Trump ruined the economy?
Again, it's reactionary forces. What Trump did is he handled...
So let me just ask one final thing. What is Kamala Harris's greatest accomplishment?
Kamala Harris's greatest accomplishment? I think it depends on who you ask, but I would say... Yeah, I would say it was cutting child poverty in half.
She did that?
The Biden administration, her and Biden did that, yes. And that was...
How did she do that?
So, the child tax credit, basically from COVID...
Oh, you mean the one from the Trump tax cut?
It's not from the Trump tax cut.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, it's actually from the tax cut from December of 2017.
He got him on that, he did.
The one that Kamala Harris is running against is the one that you're touting right now.
It's not the case of...
Let me just...
You can lie, but...
No, I mean, you're just...
I encourage everyone to look up the child tax credit right now on your phones.
Yeah, the child tax credit was part of the
And look
Trump
on what
tax
bill
cut.
it was passed. Look what year it was passed.
It was during the... Yeah, it was 2017, literally. Donald Trump expanded the child tax cut credit in 2017. Final question.
He expanded it so it wasn't passed by him. It was passed by somebody else.
Do you think that Kamala Harris would do a better job the next 4 years than Donald Trump? If so, why? To make the case, I'm curious.
Okay, so I would agree that Harris would do a much better job than Trump for a variety of reasons. Again, if you look at our current track record, we're coming out of the COVID and the Trump policy. We have the most amount of jobs. We have the highest paying stock market. We have child poverty that's cut in half. We have the most...
Hold on a second, okay?
Yes, again.
All right.
The tax credit. So we have multiple reasons. And then if you look at the case against Trump, you'll see that multiple economists have said that Trump will ruin the economy, right, including Nobel Prize winners.
Just give us
No, it's
music.
just... And this is actually really instructive, and thank you for embodying it so perfectly. Which is that, like, everyday people are no longer buying the rubbish that everything's fine, everything's great. Young people can't afford homes.
Right, because if you here in Montana specifically,
no, every state has seen housing prices go up, but not just that. It's that energy prices are up. It is harder than ever to be able to have a family. We have a fertility crisis.
Take Montana, for example. Northwestern energy prices are going up under a Republican board of commissioners despite having a budget surplus this year of over $2 billion.
I don't know about that. I'm sure somebody else can comment on that. But going back to the macro trends across the country, Donald Trump, when he was president, lower income earners saw their incomes go up the most. Young people were flourishing, lowest ever black unemployment, Hispanic unemployment, Asian American unemployment. We saw an economic renaissance and a miracle. But here's the point. Here's actually the kicker. Here's how I know I'm right. Is that when American people are asked outside of the economists, 70% of people think the Trump economy is better than actually what's happening now. So you're living on an island.
If you look at
so are people wrong? No. Hold on. Answer the question.
Inflation. I encourage everyone
are these
to look
people
this up.
wrong?
Statistica, great source.
Are these
real wage growth compared to inflation is higher under the Biden administration?
Are 70% of the people here or the country wrong when they say Trump was better at the economy?
Again, look it up. I encourage everyone.
Are these people wrong when they say that the economy was better under Trump?
Montana is Montana is distinct from the nation itself.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. We have the highest housing increases out of any compared to wage under Gianforte. So we, compared to average wage growth or average wages, it takes more to buy a house here in Montana than anywhere else in the nation. That includes California. That includes...
No, it's fine. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And it's just, this is the divide. Is that 70% of the country is saying, I'm suffering and I'm struggling. And
you said, look around us. These are Montanans. Let's talk about Montana.
Well, hold on. Let me finish. They vehemently think you're totally on an island here. And let me just say, though, that This is what's happening in the country.
Yeah, like you know, it's not fair is that he's like using the audience that is complete Trump supporters. Nobody is even on his side to actually make a point that nobody's really siding with you. Of course they're not going to side with him. They're all Trump supporters. They're not going to believe Biden and Harris did anything right. But hell, you come up there, you come up in the Lions, then you got to be ready to face it. All right, anyways, y'all, I'm out. Peace.